So people may or may not want to know, which honestly doesn't bother me. People may or may not want to know, like, why am I doing this? Why am I like exposing things? Why am I making things like? Why am I getting aggressive? Like, why is all this going on? Why do I have so much hate? Why do I like? Why? Right? That's the question. Is like the whys. Why? I mean, I think it's kind of simple. Why? I think people need to understand. I've asked people for help. I've begged people to help me. But yet, for some reason, people refuse to help me. Yet people continue to lie. The same people that played mind games, they'll say things, right? They'll say things left and right, like the one Christian person who runs, or well, his father-in-law runs a church, but he is a preacher. Said history repeats itself. That's one of the things that go back some time. History does repeat itself. It does too often. History repeats itself. So I do this stuff because I've asked for help. I've begged for help. I've contacted law firms, like multiple law firms, like a lot of law firms. Literally have law firms like lying, like straight up lying to me. And I say, I got a case for harassment. I got a case for defamation. I got a case for abuse. I got a case for corruption. Like all these things, right? And they'll say, we don't handle that. And I'm like, dude, I'm on your website. It straight up says that's what you do for a living. What do you mean you don't handle it? So, one of the weirdest events ever, when I was contacting a handful of law firms to take care of the situation, George Floyd, we all know George Floyd, right? The guy that was murdered. So, George Floyd's law firm actually reached out to me. I'm just curious. I did not reach out to them. I was reaching out to a ton of law firms at the moment. A ton. So I get this random text message like, do you want a meeting with us? Blah, blah, blah. You want to talk to us? And I'm like, well, yeah, sure. You're a law firm. I guess let's do this. I'll talk to anyone at this point. I'm looking for some help, looking for somebody to take down this corrupted, conspiring system that's literally like serial killers. So yes, I respond, yes, let's do this. Let's talk. And then I visit the website, like right on the front page, guys, like right on the front page, right above the fold, if people know what that means. Above the fold, it says they represent George Floyd, his family. And I'm like, this is kind of weird. This is kind of odd, considering some of the things that I've said and done in my own private home, but I'm not being spied on by any means. So I say, okay, whatever. Let's talk to him. So I finally get frustrated enough, and I'm not going to wait for the meeting that's scheduled. I call them. I give them a little bit of a synopsis. And I was like, I've talked to a lot of, this is what's great. It's like I've talked to a lot of law firms at this point. A lot. I literally work for the law firm that represents the Pritzker family. So I've talked to a lot of law firms at this point. I know how the process works. So the George Floyd law firm puts me on hold for like less than 30 seconds. Like literally. So when you call these companies, you give your synopsis you give your story to a receptionist. She takes notes, or he or she takes notes, and then they contact a lawyer to see if this is something they're interested in talking about, right? I've had a law firm from California that like literally sent me information. They're like, we don't represent anyone in Illinois, but here's some information to help you out. Right? They did the right thing in life. Um, The George Floyd law firm, however, put me on hold for less than like 30 seconds. Less than 30 seconds and said, we don't take this kind of case. And just so we're very clear, I literally recorded the phone call because I record a lot of things and I record phone calls. I do it like at this point in my life, that's what I do a lot. So they put me on hold for less than 30 seconds and they said, sorry, but we don't take this kind of case. I literally started arguing with the lady. I'm like, what do you mean you don't take this case? You put me on hold for less than 30 seconds. You could not even had a conversation in that time. You're a receptionist. Okay, you take notes. That's all you do, right? Maybe you're like a newly lawyer or whatever they call it. Right, I did work in the industry for a little bit. But what do you mean? You didn't talk to anybody. You didn't try to confirm anything. So you guys sent me a text. You manipulated the situation. You deceived the situation. To what? Just tell me no? Because I've been told the system is not changing their mind. They're not going to do things differently. They're going to continue to strong arm and harass me if I don't give up. And I'm not going to give up. I won't. I promise you I won't. It will be the death of me if these people refuse to provide me justice, provide me what I'm entitled to. I'm a United States citizen. I deserve rights by not only the Constitution of the United States, but by the Constitution of Illinois. So I want to know what they're so afraid of. What are they hiding? And what are they not telling people? Because again, good old Mike from UIB doesn't make a comment like, so we're basically FUCK'd. When I said, you do know they hacked my computer. I didn't blame anyone. I didn't accuse anyone. I just made a simple statement. But Mike said, so we're basically, right? Kind of messed up now, isn't it? So again, I demand, like Nicole over at McDermott, Will and Emery, I demand justice. I demand my answers. Or else, I guess, a human life is lost. And if that's more important for you guys, then it just proves the type of person you truly are.